On this edition of MotoWorld, Yamaha brings out its past and present champions for an all-star autograph signing. We catch up with Francisco Quinn and get the inside scoop on life in the Hollywood fast lane. Star Racing has a new star, the beautiful and talented, not to mention fast, Angie McBride. And the king of freestyle, Mike Metzger, invites us over for some extreme action. If it's on two wheels, MotoWorld has it covered. Next on Spike.
Welcome to MotoWorld. I'm your host, Gunner. We have a great show on tap for you this week. We kick off the action in Daytona Beach, Florida with Yamaha's Weekend of Champions. Each year, Yamaha brings all their former champions back for a meet and greet with the Bike Week fans. Nikki was down there for all the two-wheel action and fun.
Hey everybody, it's Nikki. I'm here at the Yamaha compound here at Bike Week. It's the start of the Weekend of Champions. They've got former champions and future champions for Yamaha here in this tent signing autographs. I want to go see if I can get some. Hey Bob, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, and it's a wonderful day here at Daytona. The sun's shining. We got our 5th annual Weekend of Champions here.
And you know, let me in on a little bit of what you've got going on for the Weekend of Champions as far as events go.
Well, basically for the Weekend of Champions, we have 18 former national and world champions here, all Yamaha riders. The fans absolutely love it. We have people that have been coming here every year to get autographs, and they're real collectible pieces to have autographs from these guys.
For the Weekend of Champions this year, we've got 8 motocrossers and 8 road racers that have made a name for themselves over the years. A lot of people recognize the names. Guys like Eddie Lawson, Randy Momola. We've got Pierre Cars makers here, Giacomo Agostini, Wayne Rainey. A lot of just really cool guys that are cool guys all on their own, but also guys that have won championships and that also fans are really excited to see them. So it's the 5th annual for us. This is the 5th annual Weekend of Champions, and the fans every year just keep coming back. There's posters from last year, they're coming back and they're having to sign them again.
This is great, being able to just be in the atmosphere. Their atmosphere, they're really nice, they're great. Being able to get their autographs, this is the best. Can't get any better than this.
Well, I'm all these guys' biggest fans because they all mean a lot to motorcycling. Because if it wasn't for them, it wasn't for motorcycling, you know, things don't happen.
Well, it's just the biggest day of my life was winning that race, and they've always respected me for that race, and they bring us back for this event, and it's great to be around some great champions that we have here.
What's this Weekend of Champions mean to you?
I haven't seen all my buddies in 20 years, and here I am meeting them year after year. Kind of big union every year, and each year it gets funner and more relaxing. So,
Well, it feels really good. I mean, there's, you know, it's a career that's still giving, you know, and Yamaha's the one that's giving it to us. So it's really neat because we get to come back and enjoy the fans and especially hang out with all these other champions that in any other case I probably would have never met. So a lot of these guys are my heroes as I was coming up. So it's pretty neat.
Yamaha was a complete changeover for me in my life. I used to race in Europe, won races there, but I never seemed to be able to get ahead. So finally they brought me over from Europe, they saw me, and I started winning races because of their good bikes and their good support, and since then I've been part of their family.
Oh, it's been great. I mean, I've pretty much been a Yamaha guy since the very beginning, and it was, you know, like a huge family. And they brought me up through the amateur ranks right into the professional ranks, and it's still an ongoing, you know, family at Yamaha. So I look forward to being here every year.
I really like the mentality as far as the race department goes. You know, when they decide to make a decision to go race, try to win. I happen to be a part of that during the early 90s when we were trying to beat all the other manufacturers.
That's awesome. I mean, how does it make you feel to have all these great riders and champions under one roof? I know they feel great about it. I've already asked the racers. They're completely honored. How does it make you feel?
You know, they'd probably say that they're honored to be here for their fans, but I've known all these guys personally, and they are fabulous guys all on their own right. So I'm honored, actually. We at Yamaha are honored to have them here with us. So they're just each one of these guys as an individual is just fabulous, fabulous.
Well, I went through the lines, I got all the autographs, I even got to interview the racers, and it's been a great event for Yamaha this Weekend of Champions. And not to mention the whole bike week's been great. Dad, I know what you've been doing for the last 20 years, but I'm definitely coming back next year.
That is a great way for the fans to get up close and personal with the Yamaha greats. Stay with us when we get back from the break. The godfather of freestyle, Mike Metzger, and more action from the drag strip.
MotoWorld is presented by Yamaha, makers of fine motorcycles and ATVs. Nobody's more in tune with motorsports than Yamaha. MotoWorld.com, your one-stop destination on the web for the best in motorcycle news and entertainment. And by David Lyle's Ethanol Fuels, offering the best in gasoline fuel treatment for motorcycles and engines of all kinds. Welcome back to MotoWorld. With this week's Race Wire, here's MotoWorld's Art Ekman.
Round 4 of the National Hare Scramble Championship took place in Elkton, Oregon. Nicknamed the Funky Chicken, it proved to be just that. Off the start, it was Chuck Woodford setting the pace, with KTM's Shane Watts following closely behind. By the midway point of lap 1, it was Brian Garahan in the lead, followed closely by Woodford and Watts. These three battled for position on the challenging Elkton course for nearly the entire 6-lap race. When the dust cleared, it was Watts out in front, and once he captured the lead, the Aussie did what he had to do to stay out front, even as he nearly lost it on a muddy downhill section on lap 3. By lap 4, Team Yamaha's Jason Raines made his way into third, but that didn't last long, as Brian Garahan made a great pass on a tricky but fast downhill to put Raines back in fourth. By lap 5, it was a close race once again as Watts and Woodford battled at the white flag. But in the end, it was all Shane Watts as he captured the checkers, followed by Chuck Woodford in second and Brian Garahan in third, as Team KTM took 2 of the 3 podium spots. Watts was happy to be back on top of the podium.
This place is awesome. It's so unreal. I love this place. I wish all the GNCCs were here. It's just so much fun. And
Round 2 of the National Hill Climb Championship took place in Jefferson, Pennsylvania. Always a great spectator sport, today's events wouldn't be a letdown. Taking third in the 540 class on the number 2 Triumph was Phil Livehart with a time of 7.572. Team Honda's David Watson put up a fast time of 7.418 on his first run, and that held up for a solid second-place finish. But it was Tiger Strike's day, with the only sub-7-second run in the 540 class finishing first with a run time of 6.9. The 800 class saw an even tighter race, with the top 3 positions separated by only 6/100ths of a second. Team Yamaha's James Wolfe used his first run time, 7.877, to claim third. While Yamaha took the number 2 spot as well, as Tiger Strike managed another podium spot with a run of 7.371. But it was Team Honda's David Watson putting up the fastest time of the day with a second run of 7.112 to claim his second podium of the day. For this week's Race Wire, I'm Art Ekman.
Welcome back. Mike Metzger, the godfather of freestyle, has done it all on a motorcycle, from motocross to road racing to even supermoto. The question is, how is he able to get it all done? Mike lets us in on his secret.
What's up? This is Mike Metzger here in Paris, California, getting ready to take you on a tour of Metzger Action Sports. Come on. Right now we have a sale on Zoo York clothing. It's one of the only places you can find Zoo York clothing here in Southern California, so come check out what we got. My favorite's right here, this display case, the Oakley shades. Just doesn't get any cooler than Oakley. They ended up putting me on the cover of their catalog, and thought that was pretty cool. Wanting to ride for Oakley since I was a little kid. The new Metzger pajamas by Smooth Industries. Pretty excited about these. You know, it's all about the kids and looking up to their heroes. It's pretty cool to be a hero for some little kid that's like, yeah, I want to go do backflips. So come on in the back and I'll show you where the workshop is, where I keep all my motorcycles. Here's my bike that I really enjoy riding right now, and this is, I've been riding it for a while now. It's actually an 03 450 CRF, and my mechanic just threw on some Supercross forks so I could start doing some Supercross motoing, and maybe if you're lucky you'll get to see me do that today. I love bikes. what I do. If there's any one thing I could do on a bike, that would be go bang bars with Nicky Hayden and Valentino Rossi on the MotoGP series. But I'll just keep plugging away and see what happens in the future. Another Troy Lee creation. This was actually the last helmet Troy painted for me. Is the best one so far. The flying eye just kind of represents soul. You know, in the tattoo culture, an eyeball represents the gateway to your soul, and just something that I've really liked. You know, I got the tattoo on the back of my neck right there, and you know, the crown's got a cross, basically just in remembrance of, you know, I'm a believer, I believe in Jesus Christ, and I try to keep the cross on my helmet, you know, because the good Lord's got my back. First time today riding my Supercross track that my friend Randy Menenga built me, and that's pretty good. First time Supercross in a 450, and I don't know, I'll get used to it. This is the way to hit the whoops. That was my first time hitting the triple too. Went a little too far. I wanted to make sure I didn't come up short. Whew. Those whoops are gnarly. Okay, you just have to go for it. When you're coming in the whoops, you just have to go as fast as you can and try to get up on top. So another day at Paradise Ranch. It's a first. I got to ride my Supercross track and jump my ramp on my 450, so pretty good day. I think I'm gonna go hang out with the kids right now and have some lunch and see my new couch and go relax.
That is one great showman on the ground and in the air. Coming up next, MotoWorld rides with Hollywood film star Francesco Quinn and his wife Julie on a Southern California cruiser getaway. We also hit the strip for some drag racing with Star Racing's newest star.
MotoWorld is brought to you by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, personal watercraft, and scooters.
Actor Francesco Quinn, son of film legend Anthony Quinn, is well on his way to superstardom, and he's doing it on two wheels. We caught up with Francesco and his wife Julie for a Southern California ride down the coast to the Surf and Sand Resort. As they say, life's a beach.
This is Max, and this is Michaela. I got my hands full most of the day. I am a nice guy normally in real life. I think from acting, I get to bring out what I never can in real life. And when I do things like 24 and I am bad, I try and go there and just let it go, let evil play. And it's a scary place to be, it really is.
You know who I am?
I've heard your name mentioned.
What else have you heard about me?
My father, Anthony Quinn, a legend, he used to say, small talents borrow, big talents steal. I gotta tell you, pretty much everything I do, I try to steal from the master. I played a Greek in Alias. You don't think that laugh that I have just before I lick her face, don't you think that came from Zorba?
I can't quite decide if you're my taste.
You know, acting is like motorcycling. It's my outlet. It's my time alone. You're in front of 100 people behind the scenes. 100 people are standing there just going, okay, you know your lines, action. You don't bring it on, you're not bringing it on. Everything I do has to bring me to the acting level. And when I don't get to act, that's what I get to do. I get to ride motorcycles. It keeps me focused. Sport bikes are fun, but this is what it's all about. Cruise down PCH to a nice resort and look cool doing it.
So we're heading down the PCH, going to the Surf and Sand Resort, Laguna Beach. It's all about the cruiser. Welcome to Surf and Sand.
Thank you.
Gwen, how was the ride down?
Fantastic.
Well,
It was
great.
a beautiful ride. It's a beautiful place.
Glad to have you. Why don't you come inside and we'll register?
Sure.
My idea of a great day is straight off the bike and straight onto the massage table. That's the way to live.
It's always like you're 15 on your first date when you're on a motorcycle. I mean, there's nothing like a motorcycle ride to bring a couple together. The journey to the resort is part of the fun. I always want to promote safety. Safety becomes second nature when you really learn to ride. And it's so important to learn to ride that when safety becomes second nature, everything just becomes fun.
I had a great ride down the coast with Francesco and Julie. They're getting a spa package right now, and like Frankie said, sometimes it's all about the ride. I'm gonna head back to LA. See you guys soon.
MotoWorld is presented by Yamaha, makers of fine motorcycles and ATVs. Nobody's more in tune with motorsports than Yamaha. MotoWorld.com, your one-stop destination on the web for the best in motorcycle news and entertainment. And by David Lyle's Ethanol Fuels, offering the best in gasoline fuel treatment for motorcycles and engines of all kinds.
We are almost out of time on MotoWorld, but before we go, we check in with the newest drag racing phenom, Angie McBride. Angie is the brightest young star in drag racing and is hoping to follow in the footsteps of some of the greats.
In November and December, when I was racing Outlaw, I had no clue that this was going to happen. I've only been riding a motorcycle 4 years. I've only been racing 2 years. I raced Outlaw Pro Street for 2 years, won the championship this past year. All of this came about because George Smith and George and Jackie Bryce wanted to collaborate a business together, and so what they've done is they formed G2 Motorsports, and they have put all the funding behind us to go racing and to go NHRA racing, and that's a dream come true for me. What I want to accomplish is I want to learn everything I can. Knowledge is a big thing in drag racing. And to have the knowledge and the ability, that is a really big goal for me. I want to go out there, I want to qualify well, and I want to win rounds. And I'm not interested in the championship just because it's my first year out. I'm a rookie, but you never know what will happen. I just want to go out there, qualify well, win some rounds, and win some races. I like guys' toys. I have a RC truck, I have four-wheelers, I have motorcycles. I guess I'm my daddy's little boy that he never had. I've always been into sports and racing, and that's just me. When you pop that clutch and you go 107 60 foot, it's the most awesome feeling in the world. It's indescribable. We had fast 60 foots on my Outlaw bike, but it was nothing compared to that. My 60 foot on my Outlaw bike was 121 at the best, and we had really fast back halves. But on the Pro Stock bike, when you leave the line, you know something hits you in the butt. You know, we're just taking one step at a time to get there, and we just address the issues that I need to work on, and then, you know, and we always come out and make some changes, and I've been improving every pass, so I'm really happy about that. They're behind me, they're gonna teach me everything that I need to know, and they're giving me an opportunity of a lifetime, and I couldn't ask for anything more. So we're gonna go out there and see what we can do.
Good luck, Angie. We wish you a great racing season. Well, that's all the time we have for MotoWorld this week. On behalf of the entire crew, I'm Gunner. See you next week.
MotoWorld is a production of Seals Communications Corporation, Atlanta, Georgia.